in it. Galway beat Mayo that time as well, with what a lot of Galway people thought wasn't a great team, and then went on and beat Roscommon, by the way, in a replay that year. So I think the Galway public are kind of feeding into that, if you know what I mean, to see where it takes.
I suppose, there's no doubt about it. It is a surprise pairing in the sense that we all expected Roscommon to be in the final, given the fact that they were coming through the easy-sided draw. Most of us expected Mayo to win the semi-final, and they didn't. I suppose Galway, traditionally have been the aristocrats of the Gaelic football world. I mean, they're still third in the number of All-Ireland titles they've won, and they've had the upper hand over Roscommon. I mean, I've just looked at statistics. I mean, they've won of the last 6 championship clashes in Connacht. Galway have won the last 6. It's 15 years since Roscommon last beat Galway in the championship. So it's a lot to look forward to. I'm surprised in the sense I see Galway are being made favourites. I fancy Roscommon. Why I think a lot of people have read too much into that Mayo performance. Yes, undoubtedly, no doubt about it, a deserved victory for Galway. But I just felt 2 things about Mayo that day. I just felt Mayo weren't at the races that day. I think psychologically they weren't mentally tuned in. I think they were thinking of years ahead. And the other thing is that when we saw Mayo again last night, I don't think this Mayo team are going anywhere at the moment. There don't seem to be any direction, particularly up front. So,
well, it is an interesting point, Joe, because, I was looking at the match last night, Mayo against Fermanagh, and you were looking for a response from Mayo to come out with guns blazing and say, look, that was just an aberration. Yeah, and we saw what happened, and of course, the critical thing last night was the penalty that decided the game.
It shows you how low, how far they've fallen, that they won the game with a dive. And I mean, normally with hurling folk, Gaelic football's like a dirty secret. It's never mentioned. We don't watch Gaelic football, but I'll tell you, on the way from the car to the grounds this morning, I was stopped by 50 people and groups of people saying, "What about that last night?
Yeah.
What about that dive?" And I think the real issue is that we were here a year ago when Paddy Hughes made the mistake for the penalty. And
it was Galway's first choice goalkeeper, but he is still battling to be his club's #1, believe it or not. This is the Galway full back line, but they were all championship debutants against Mayo. Say hello to Owen Kerrin, Declan Kine and David Wynn. Liam Silk, Gary O'Donnell and Garrett Bradshaw are a much more experienced threesome, and they form a formidable half-back line for Kevin Walsh's side. Galway have a powerful centre field. Paul Conroy and Tom Flynn scored 1 goal and 2 points between them against Mayo. Their performances today are absolutely crucial. Anna Downs' Damien Comer is named at centre forward with Gary Syce and Johnny Heaney on the wings. The Galway full forward line have massive potential, but it's also time to deliver for a special talent that is Shane Walsh, but he will need the support of Eamon Brannigan and Danny Cummins. Roscommon make 4 changes to the team that faced Sligo in the semi-final, including their goalkeeper. This is Darren O'Malley from the Michael Glavies club, who replaces Jeffrey Claffey. Shawnee McDermott plays in his 153rd match for his county this afternoon and joins Sean Malooly, who returns to the full-back position beside Niall McInerney. The Roscommon half-back line looks strong enough, with David Murray now joining Sean Purcell and John McManus, who will wear the number 7 jersey today. Centre field has been a problem area, and today these 2 footballers, Pádraig Pearce's Niall Daly and Strokestown's Cathal Compton, get their chance. Kieran Murtagh has been a great captain and has already scored 3 goals and 8 points in 3 matches, and today is joined in the half-forward line by Fintan Craig and David Keenan. Enda Smith is at the edge of the square, while lively corner forwards Conor Devaney and Cathal Craig will ask serious questions of the Galway full-back line. Galway are going for their 45th, Roscommon for their 23rd Connacht title. The throw-in time is just about 14 minutes away. Michael.
That is important to get 7 or 8 points up in the first half.
And there's also a tendency, Des, that when you do have a strong win like today, to take advantage of it, which in turn brings its own pressure.
Yeah, well, that's it. You've seen there, you're taking opportunities that you probably shouldn't take because it's such a strong win at your back. You need to make sure the score is on.
A clear push by David Keenan went unnoticed on Paul Conroy. Roscommon going to the attack, down for Enda Smith. Once again, it's Conor Devaney, and this time it's over the bar. Good quality football from Roscommon and a good start.
Yeah, and there's Enda Smith. He's a player of real quality. Gets the ball, catches over his head, lays it off to Conor Devaney, and a nice start.
Finds that Liam Silk is available. In the centre is Gary O'Donnell, and gone forward is Liam Silk, nephew of Ray Silk that lifted Sam Maguire back in 1998. Good ball down. There's a chance here for the captain of Galway. Good score, good response. Full credit to Gary O'Donnell.
Inspirational score there by Gary O'Donnell. driving up the pitch, and a great finish, and that is a very good score considering the conditions.
Common goalkeeper Darren O'Malley, same club that the late Dermot Earley, of course, made famous. And Darren O'Malley has done his bit for his county already.
The goal will be happy enough at the start. 10 minutes in, you could say this should be a routine free, and level after 10 minutes, not bad.
Easy, but he read it rather easily. Ends up with Gareth Bradshaw. Still Bradshaw. Right beside him, Liam Silk. Bradshaw goes for the return. Good play, Galway. Excellent football. The ball is just a little bit short. And Darren O'Malley easily gathers it. Such an influential player. First game at midfield was against London 7 years ago. Kieran Murtagh was being fouled by Tom Flynn, so perhaps a quick counter-attack is on here. The diagonal ball is a good one. Over fires Enda Smith, being double marked. Little bit of support for him. Comes in the shape of Niall McInerney. The corner backfires Smith. This is good play, Roscommon. Can they produce a goal? Yes! The first real move by the Rossies ends with Enda Smith giving it into the back of the net. The diagonal ball was the creator. The finisher was this man, Enda Smith.
And that's what we're talking about. That was a long ball into Enda Smith that caused that move. And that's what Roscommon needed. And that's a
nice scale by Craig. Ball inside, works out fine, more accidental than deliberate. Cathal Compton to his midfield partner, Niall Daly. The response of the Roscommon fans would suggest that the ball has arrived at its destination. White flag raised. Good score, Roscommon.
an inspirational score from Niall Daly, and a great player. He's been immense this year for Roscommon, but that was a tricky angle with the wind. A great score.
Sice. He scored 4 points against Mayo. 3 of those were from frees, and he's raised the white flag again. Gone forward, Johnny Heaney passing the Roscommon 45-metre line, dropping this one in, and it's a good ball. First Denny Cummins, lovely skill. 3 Roscommon defenders around him, and somehow he managed to squeeze it over the bar. That is a really excellent point by Danny Cummins.
Yeah, and you'd have to question, there's loads of players back for Roscommon. What are they doing there? They left Danny Cummins free, and a man of that quality, he's going to take that all day long.
Gosh, he did well though, too, didn't he?
Yeah, nice finish, tight space.
Let's go down to the sideline for some sideline views from Aaron Kernan.
Yeah, Marty, one of the big things I'm picking up in your points here is that Kevin McStay was particularly complimentary to the Mayo or to the Galway midfielders during the week, and he's going short all the time, which is why he has his numbers back. But I just find it hard to believe that given the wind advantage that they have and the aerial ability they have inside with Cathal Compton and the Smith, that they haven't taken more advantage of direct ball inside.
Thank you, Aaron. I think that's a valid point that we've been suggesting here with wind advantage. You'd expect them to use it.
Yeah, I think that on Marty, there has to be early ball, because if it's not early, the Galway sweepers are coming back and they're actually getting in and around Enda Smith and Cathal Compton.
Good ball up from Tom Flynn down towards Danny Cummins. Shawnee McDermott with him. Shawnee.
It's a wily character, Shawnee.
He is, and such a popular footballer in Roscommon, getting entangled here with Danny Cummins. But that was shoulder to shoulder in a straight sprint, which you might see it in Rio in a couple of weeks' time. But McDermott. Conor Devaney in the centre, John McManus. Roscommon might try the other direction and then give the ball away. Good anticipation by Damien Comer. This guy has got a great engine. He lays it on, a lovely interception by John McManus, who gave the ball away initially, and a great recovery. 10 out of 10 to John McManus. Good work by Sean Malooly. My first time actually seeing him in action, but he's a quality player at full back for Roscommon. Kieran Murtagh decides to have a go. Is it over the bar? The umpire is going for the flag. It's over. It looked like it was curling outside the post, but the umpire had no doubt. Brilliant point.
Yeah, he's in good position there. But Kieran Murtagh for this team, Roscommon, is a leader. And that's what they need to do. They need to take points from range, from distance. They're going to be bottled up if they go inside 45. If they don't move the ball quick.
League and now the championship. Kenny Commons, nice skill. We hardly saw that in Euro 2016. And then finishes it with style.
Sign him up, Manchester United. That's what you want to see. And that's a bit of imagination. He got a point out of absolutely nothing there. That was all great creativity, great finish as well on the outside of the boot. And he's playing well so far.
Posing a few questions at least in that Roscommon full back line. And the Rossies go forward again with Niall Daly. Challenged by Paul Conroy was a little day. And their colours so familiar to the Clare colours. As Cathal Craig takes the shot and sends it over the bar. Quinton Craig, I should say.
Could be kind of hunting them down a bit more, getting the ball, trying to win it back and counter-attacking at pace.
The rain had eased off for about the last 7-8 minutes, but now it's just pouring down again.
Right now, Marty, there's not one Roscommon player in their own half, in the forward half of the pitch. Not one. They're all 15 players are in defence right now.
Just seems to be a bit crazy considering the weather conditions here. Going forward is Johnny Heaney, dropping this in and planting it between the posts. Good score by the left half forward from Killanny.
Yeah, and it's all Galway, like they're doing extremely well. They're getting the scores, they're counter-attacking, they're being patient, and that's a great finish.
We have the field, but Roscommon finding it difficult to get inside the cover of the Galway defence right now. Niall Daly is going to shoot from far out the field. He's already scored a point, and this is his second. And really, that's what we've been saying since around 2 o'clock. Roscommon should be shooting from afar, at least dropping in the ball around the goals.
Absolutely. At this level, what you probably need to do is create opportunities, get the shoot.
Considering it's his second championship match, he's confident.
He's going all out with the boots anyway.
Kine gets the ball away. Well, it might look like a throw initially. I'll have to look at it again as Gary O'Donnell goes forward. There's some hand passing stats. Galway 100, Roscommon 120. We have an epidemic of hand passing in Pearse Stadium. Coming out is Cathal Craig. He's the corner forward, playing corner back almost in this blanket defence. And Roscommon are playing with a storm force wind, well, almost very strong wind. They're going defensive now. They still lead by 3 points. But Galway trying to put the pressure on Roscommon inside their own 20-metre line. Slowly but surely, Roscommon come forward with Quinton Craig. Ball has gone out over the sideline.
Yeah, and you see a very animated Kevin Walsh up there. He's absolutely delighted with his players. They're putting massive pressure on their Roscommon team. It was good set play by both sets of players there.
Studio gentlemen, if we look at the stats from that first half, the one that strikes me immediately is the possession that Galway have in that first half.
Yeah, 57% possession. Actually, there is one statistic that's missing there which probably highlights the ills of modern-day game of Gaelic football. In excess of 230 hand passes in 36 minutes of play. All the worst excesses of the modern game of Gaelic football, of these supposedly innovative, brilliant coaches that have now infiltrated the game, is in evidence. What you've got is you concede the kick out, you retreat en masse back, and you wait for the opposition to come. Then eventually you retain possession and you build up slow, ponderous laterally, and you hand pass to the guy standing alongside you. It's we can make allowance for difficult conditions, a couple of highlights, a couple of really good scores, but it's been dreadful football.
How zany, Pat, is it, the Roscommon game plan, where they're conceding the kickouts to Galway? They're playing two sweepers themselves. They're moving the ball forward slowly, and they're allowing Galway to build from the back with possession against the Gale Force.
What's even zany?
You couldn't make it up.
You're playing with a Gale Force wind at your back.
Yeah.
So
you need to get the ball up as quickly as possible.
And push up on their
And because of that, the perception then is, and talking to you lads during that half, or listening to the commentators there, Marty and Desi, it seems to be Galway kind of can saunter along through this first half, not concede too many scores, keep it fairly tight, and just go and win the game.
That's what they're about to do. Yes, that's what they're about to do.
It's the paralysis by analysis fear that's infiltrated coaching at Gaelic football, because it's two teams playing with fear. It's
Paul Conroy over for his Johnny Heaney. Now we'll see what happens from around here. Garrett Bradshaw Uses the hand pass again. Fires Tom Flynn. Listen to the crowd roar. Flynn is inside the 45. Bradshaw has gone onto his shoulder. Bradshaw kicks from out the field and over the bar. Already, it's much better.
Yeah, great counter-attack there. Good play by Tom Flynn. Well worked. Was very patient when Garrett came off the shoulder. Nice pass into him and good score by Garrett Bradshaw.
Early signals would suggest that Kevin Walsh has told them to kick from inside or outside the 45-metre line, around that general area. On the ball is Conor Devaney. Trying to win the ball is David Keenan.
He's having an excellent game, Gary O'Donnell, today.
Goes for the long ball. It's 3 against 2 here. Knocked away. Going down on it with John McManus. Ball becomes available. Picked up by Damien Comer. And that is over the bar. Simple, but quality football. And Galway, right now, seem to have their ingredients right.
Yeah, absolutely. And having a big man like Damien Comer in that full forward line, he is a hard man to handle, and that was a great score.
3 points down at half-time. 3.5 minutes, almost 4 minutes into the second half. There is just 1 point between the teams. And the crowd of over 21,000 beginning to enjoy the second half already. There's a bit of heart and spirit. Roscommon coming forward with Niall Daly laying it off. Far as Cathal Craig. Chasing after him is David Wynn. There's a little bit of pull on the arm. The referee spotted it. And that's a free for Roscommon. Owen Kern staying admirably very close to his opponent, but just the first touch letting John McManus down. Roscommon retain possession. Once again, it's Cathal Craig. Over waiting for it is Fintan Craig. He's going to shoot from outside there, and that is going over the bar. The hesitation was we weren't too sure what the umpires were deciding, but it is over the bar.
Yeah, and that's better for Roscommon. They need to get up that pitch. They need to take opportunities. A great score by Fintan Craig, and that's what he can do, and that's what he needs to do plenty of in the second half.
Bernard Power going to take this 45. Hits it well, never in any doubt. Like Darren, really should have laid it off to Danny Cummins before that. He's up and at it again. Over as Tom Flynn. The ball given away. Coughing it up way too easily on this occasion. Good work by Shawnee McDermott. A real ball of fire with right corner back who goes forward at every opportunity. Niall Daly, first Fintan Craig. He scored 2 points in this match. On the ball is Donny Smith, laying it off, fires Niall Daly. Trying to slip one through to Cathal Compton. Calling for it is David Keenan. Niall Daly. Challenged by Declan Kine. Allows Paul Conroy the freedom to pick up the ball, and Galway counter-attack. Going forward is Eamon Brannigan. Jinking to the right. Spots Danny Cummins available. He can score from here. Well, there is a really good footballer. His 3rd point of the match. Created by Eamon Brannigan, who had the vision. And it was initially Declan Kine who dispossessed Niall Daly. Galway worked the ball up the field, finishing with a quality point by a quality footballer.
Yeah, great score there, and it brings the game level. Plenty of time left on the board, but great counter-attack, great kick passing, and a great tackle by Declan Kine.
Roscommon were in possession, but they lost it. The sides level for the 3rd time in this Connacht final. Niall Daly back with the ball. Fintan Craig. Back to Niall Daly. Difficult conditions.
Won't be surprised if he gets it. It's a serious boot of a ball.
Secondary school teacher here in Galway City, in the Jess as they call it, same school as Ray Silk, and he hits this straight between the posts and over the bar. And Galway put their noses in front by 1. Niall McInerney has joined the attack. Lovely little bit of skill by Fintan Craig.
Yeah.
Getting inside the cover, and there's a free in for a foul on Donny Smith. Very, very difficult. And against those conditions, Kieran Murtagh sends it over the bar for his second point of the match. Unable to free up the ball, or afraid to lose it as such, so they're scrambling. And as a result, Galway just stayed calm, didn't panic, won the ball back. But nobody, Des, was willing to kick the ball in towards the goals.
Yeah, and that's the problem, Roscommon. I'm struggling to break down the line. But Shane Walsh in the second half is coming more into it.
Great run by Walsh, but the finish is gone a little bit wayward.
Yeah, if he could just add the finish to his game, he's just a special player running with the ball.
From Kilkerran, Clonberne, under 21 All-Ireland medalists 3 years ago. So much expected from Shane Walsh. Roscommon get their signals all messed up. The three of them, between them, lost it. There's a chance here for Comer, and that is over the bar. Damien Comer with his second point of the match, but it was Roscommon's all the way, and between them they lost it. Damien Comer said, "Thank you very much, Gutter of Mila Mahogany," trying to persuade somebody to have a go. David Wynn, 50-50 ball, gathered by Shawnee McDermott. And he bursts out. The referee, with his arm outstretched, suggests an advantage, which Roscommon took. It ends up with John McManus. In the centre is Fenton Craig. Ultan Harney was right behind him. Now it's Harney. Fenton Craig, diagonal ball. Could work out well for Roscommon once the touch was given, and it was. Back again for his David Murray, trying to get inside the cover of Declan Kine. No free given. Good defending by Galway, but they lose the possession. And it's Niall Daly again. And Murray doing a 1-2. In the centre is Thomas Corcoran, just introduced. He floats it in, but there's nobody there. Seeks and finds Eamon Brannigan. Gary O'Donnell giving a ball up for Adrian Varley, who was unmarked. He has the chance, and he splits the post. Excellent score by a substitute that just came on about 5 minutes ago. At least he had the confidence to have a go. Galway lead by 2. What can Roscommon do? Sean Malooly laying it back ultimately, which started the move for Niall Daly. Cathal Craig feeds Ultan Harney. Still Harney getting inside the cover, trying to make an angle. Here comes Niall Daly. Great block down, the ball skids on the surface. Good pick up by Liam Silk, and it's a free for Galway.
Yeah, and that's been the story of the day for Roscommon. Up front, they just struggle to break down the numbers. Galway have been the team that's come out and tried to win it that position.
Ball is given in. Carries Tony Smith. Here comes Cathal Craig. A chance of a point, and that is well taken. Good score for Cathal Craig. It's back to just 1 point.
Yeah, and that's what Cathal Craig can do. He's a brilliant player when he gets going. And
they're leaving the goalkeeper down at the other end as we watch Donny Smith take the kick. He's given it almighty height, and it's curling in and over the bar. The Rosses are still in the Connacht Championship, and they know it and they believe it. Now there's just about 2 minutes left in additional time as Donny has the whistle to his lips. He's waiting as Ultan Harney sends the ball inside to Donny Shine. Is there a winner in Pearse Stadium? The referee, Conor Lane from Banteer in County Cork, blows the full-time whistle.
A weird match and an extraordinary finish because
it was, Michael, I suppose. Look, you can say in defence of the two teams, the conditions were woeful. I will say that. Was a draw a fair result? Probably not. Most of the best of the football was played by Galway. They dominated possession. They had a very effective game plan. Defensively, they were very, very good. Roscommon had a horror show. They were clueless, aimless, very slow in possession. There was no bit of penetration by them. But at the same time, you know, you have to give them credit. You know, against all odds, 2 points down against the gale force wind, they eked out a draw. So look, it's a great opportunity for both teams, hopefully to come back into Roscommon in 2 weeks' time or whenever it's going to be, good conditions, and show the football that they're capable of playing, because it was a very, very poor game of football.
And you would think at the end of that, Joe Bradley, that the initiative is with Roscommon, because they will go, well, let me put this argument to you, that they will go away from Salthill today saying, look, we got away with that. Whereas Galway, by contrast, to be saying, we should have won that.
They've been like this for months. They haven't learned any lessons. I mean, you know, that's football diazepam, what we've seen today. And, you know, Galway, they play with a bit of spirit until they go ahead. They go ahead in the 55th minute, and as soon as they go ahead, terror. Hand pass, don't give the ball away, hand pass, hand pass, hand pass. Roscommon, knowing that there were only a few seconds left, knowing, and they need to get a shot off. What do? Well, I'm not taking a shot.
Yeah,
I'll hand pass it to you, and we'll hand pass it to him. We'll hand pass it.
Fear.
Football is being rehearsed slowly but surely out of the nation's teams, and that's what we saw today. And I'm sure there are so many people. I mean, Henry Shefflin said, he said, you know, jokingly, try to be positive, you know, give us a positive run into the hurling match. And yet after 2 minutes of this match, Henry said, I can't stick this away.
But Michael,
you know,
there's a bigger question there.
Yes.
Last night we were forced to endure 2 awful hurling matches. Hurling is now going the way of football, where, like Joe said, it's been overcoached, it's been rehearsed, it's formula, absolutely playing to a system, and they don't have any clue. And look, the sooner the GA take control of the game of hurling and the game of football from a lot of these coaches and supposedly, and return it to the game it should be, because Michael, it's been ruined on 2. First of all, the blanket defences, 28, 29 fellas stuck in the 45. That's number 1. And number 2, the hand passing, 450 plus hand passes today. That's not what the game is all about, Michael.
We have a big